Yeah, that makes me feel uneasy as well. The way the way the media pushes it, and the way we wholeheartedly just throw ourselves behind Ukraine, and there's flags everywhere all of a sudden. Like,
go on.
All for the support of Ukraine. I'm all for the support of Ukraine, and Putin's a dick. Get that out of the way first. But the fact that we just don't seem to recognise how much of a hand we/America played in pushing Putin into the corner that he's in. That he's had to do that.
Go on.
Well, after the Cold War ended, the collapse of the Soviet Union, we said we wouldn't push any further east than Germany, and we kept doing it and kept pushing it east, and get to a point where look at how America reacted with the Cuban Missile Crisis, when they had the potential of having nukes on Cuba within reach of America. That was a big deal, and now we're going to have missile defences, which is the same as nukes essentially, in Poland defending from Russia. Because you think about it, you had the whole Cold War thing where everyone was racing to get nuclear power, and then we got to a point where we had mutually assured destruction. Yeah, mad. So quite apt to net the mnemonic, so that both sides had enough to completely annihilate the other. So it was like a mutual agreement to start the slow nuclear disarmament and stuff like that. But then the race goes towards who's got the missile defences. So it's racing to the missile defences to then allow your nukes to hit home. Then you win the nuclear arms race, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now if Poland joins NATO, then we've got missile defences on Russia's border. So it's just an extension of the Cold War, really, isn't it? Even though there's no Soviet Union. Instead of just allowing Russia its own space to develop and everything, I think we seem to have sort of shafted it. It's a little bit like how...
Yeah, I understand. And I see that point of view. That's probably the likely thing. But also, I think Russia haven't been good in all that period of time, mate. Like, it's not like they haven't been doing things to...
But when you carved up the Soviet Union, they had Russian citizens all over different parts of different countries that were formerly part of the Soviet bloc that are now not part of the Soviet bloc, and they do have responsibility to look after these people. The people in the Donbass region were getting shafted by paramilitary groups and stuff from Kiev and central Ukraine.
Yeah.
So there's two sides to every argument.
Yeah.
It's human nature to want to say, right, that's the bad guy, we'll support him. Nobody likes to see the nuance, but there's loads of it.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, Ukraine is that which one thing I haven't seen it be mentioned at all really in anything mainstream headline wise I happen to see on social media, Twitter or whatever, is that Ukraine was part of Russia not long ago.
No.
Like, literally,
that's why the Russia call it the Ukraine.
Not long ago, Ukraine was part of Russia, and they both agreed that Ukraine could separate and become independent. Basically, that's what happened, and which is why you've got a huge proportion of. Is it 30% of Ukraine are Russian ethnic?
I don't know, but you can almost draw a line down the Dnieper, I think, and say that side's, which they might do. They might even just draw the line there. But yeah, but it's a foreign interest. It was all.
Why do you think Putin wants it now?
Well, it's to protect his own people.
Yeah, one.
In the Donbass region.
From what?
From persecution and being attacked, and to stop having a NATO country on his border. And why do we want a NATO country on a Russian border? Surely we want a buffer zone. We don't want to share a border with our enemy, and neither do they.